And this is not at all a violation of the non-aggression principle, right? This is just how humans interact within the domain of the non-aggression principle and private property rights. If you go into a restaurant and order a big meal, and then the bill comes, and you go, nah, I don't feel like paying for anything. You can't just be like, well, I didn't aggress against anybody. I was invited in, and I ate, and then now I'm going to leave. And if you stop me, or if you try to confiscate money from me, then you're violating the non-aggression principle. Well, what's the obvious problem with that? The problem is that with the action of ordering and eating the food, you now took on this responsibility, right? You took on a responsibility that you're going to owe them money. Obviously, it would be unreasonable to assume that they're just giving away food. So you owe them money now. It's not like that you have aggressed against them. Or at least you've violated your contract rights, and you should owe them money. And I think this is how it would work in any non-insane society. So the example that I've used many times before with you off the podcast, Rob, when we're talking, I may have used this on the podcast as well, but if you were to, I said the hot air balloon example, right? So if you had a hot air balloon and it's on the ground, and I invite Rob into my hot air balloon, and I go, hey, take a look. Isn't this pretty cool? This is the basket, and that's the balloon up there, and we're on the ground. And then I go, okay, I'm going to close it up, so I need you to leave. I can ask Rob to leave. That's no problem. I have a right to evict him from my hot air balloon. However, if I invite Rob onto my hot air balloon, and then I fire it up, and we go 2,000 feet in the air, and then I go, yeah, Rob, I'd like you to leave. I don't have the right to evict Rob up there, because I'm sending him to his sure death. And it would be reasonable to assume that when I took you up in the air, I also took on the responsibility to get you back down safely to the ground. That would be like reasonable to assume. And so to me, that would be murder, to ask Rob to leave 2,000 feet into the air. So with the, in terms of eviction rights, I suppose by a purely libertarian argument, you could say that if a woman was raped, that there was no action that she took, she did not invite somebody into her hot air balloon, she didn't do any of that. However, for a second at least, let's just deal with the vast majority of cases where we're not saying that a woman was raped. Okay, so the vast majority of abortions are not because there's crazy defects in the fetus. It's not because a woman was raped. It's not because of incest. These are a small percentage of abortions. The vast majority of abortions happen for convenience. You know, I didn't think I was ready to be a parent. I didn't think I had enough money to be a parent. Things like that, which, okay. I mean, for all of human history, people were having kids much younger, much poorer, but you feel like you're not ready. So if you have sex, I'm sorry, it is a possible outcome that you will get pregnant. If you voluntarily take that action, then you get yourself in the situation, just like we all understand in other situations, you can do something, you can commit an action that then carries obligations with it.